morning. It is a gorgeous day out. It's so nice. I'm wearing short sleeves. Don't have to wear a jacket. Not chilled. It's a smidge humid because there was some fog, but it's already rolling off earlier, which would have been kind of cool to film in the fog, but so be it. This one today we're going to is put on by Full House. Sometimes their organization isn't what I would expect, but their prices are always amazing. I love their prices, and they're super friendly, nice people, so that's also good. I know I've heard the lady's name that runs it, but I can never remember it. I'm terrible with names, so if I remember your name, you're lucky, because I am terrible about remembering names, and I do every kind of cheat that they tell you about, and I still have trouble. I don't know why that is, or I confuse it because you maybe remind me of somebody else, so instead of remembering your name, I think of that other person's name you remind me of. I mean, we have a neighbor on our street who my husband are still debating her name. She came over and actually introduced us, and I know I wrote down her name so I could pray for her each day with our other neighbors, and I think her name is Paula, but my husband's under the impression her name is Laura, so now we're both baffled. So we'll have to ask one of our other neighbors that knows her, can you settle the debate? Because our one neighbor is Bossy and Cynthia for the longest time, because my name is Dusti. Little thrifted home, welcome to my thrifted home. But my name is Dusti, which is somewhat more of a masculine name, not always associated with women, usually D-U-S-T-Y, because it's for a guy, or Dustin, which is not also my name, and it's not short for Dustina. I've been asked that too. My name is just Dusti, D-U-S-T-I. That's the name my parents gave me. But our neighbors for the longest time would confuse Darren and I with him being Dusty and me being Darren, which I've never heard of a girl named Darren, but whatever. So I figure if anybody can appreciate us being confused, it would be Bossy and Cynthia. So we'll have to ask them next time we see them. We have awesome neighbors. Even Laura Paula, whatever her name, is an amazing neighbor. And then we have Joanne across the street, who's the original owner of the home and like one of the first houses in the subdivision. I think our house is number 7. So, but wonderful lady. Have great neighbors. And we have some new ones that just moved in, Kira and James. We'll have 5 boys, aging from age 2 to 12. Yikes. Kudos for them. They have a basketball team. Anyway, and they're wonderful too. They are really great neighbors. We have a great neighborhood. But back to the estate sales. It's put on by Full House, and oh my gosh, there's not that I'm going to find and get all this stuff, but I'm excited to see it. There's depression glass, there's carnival glass, there's Pyrex, there's what else did they say? There's pictures and furniture, of course, and Dooney and Burke, China, trying to remember, ball glass canning jars, and I will try and get some filming in today again. I just feel like I try not get rooms where there's people, because I just feel like that's kind of an invasion, and it's hard to get good pictures if there's people all around, you know. So I try and be respectful of other people in the house, that they're doing their shopping too. And plus, I also want to get my shopping out of the way before I take pictures, because I don't want to be taking pictures and see something I want that I'm videoing and someone reaches in and takes it. So it just depends on how crowded the house is and what I'm able to do. But anytime I can film, I will film, so y'all can see what it's like going in there. And then of course the haul afterwards, and a little bit of decorating and styling. But tomorrow's is Let's Go Carolina, Let's Get Organized, 8 o'clock, so there'll be 2. So anyway, off to the sale. Well, friends, as you've seen already, I went to an estate sale this morning with Full House, ran by Lori, and I only remembered that because somebody I talked to there knew her name. I'm trying to remember the people, their names that run it, because there's Bill and Kathy that have insignia, and I know at Carolina Let's Get Organized there's a Kim, and I think there's a Pam, and then that's it. So slowly learning these people. And I mean, I see them all the time. I just don't always know their names. And I'm trying to learn their names because it's just a nice thing to do. And I'm terrible with names, terrible. So anyway, today at the estate sale, I saw Wayne and his brother-in-law Art, which I find funny because I'm not exactly sure what they would be looking for, because there really weren't any Second Amendment stuff and there wasn't much in the way of tools. But who knows? You know, everybody goes to estate sales for different reasons, and you go, and sometimes it's just to kill time or just to something to do, social. There's another girl, Linda, that I met a couple of videos ago, that I went to do a estate sale at a cottage with her. She was number like 3 in line, and then there was me, or number 2, and then the one that was in the very front was Gary, and I saw him today. I guess he likes to collect old ladders and old tools. So, like I said, there was a handful of tools, but it was kind of a different setup. It wasn't what I expected. Oh, and then there was another girl. I've seen her at other ones. Matter of fact, she was at one sale. She happened to be, her and her husband, there at 4 in the morning for the sale, and it's like, wow, you're way more ambitious than I would be. But I guess she and her husband have a booth at Coupe de Ville here in Fayetteville. Coupe de Ville has a sister store, Pick and Coupe, which is my husband and I's favorite. Plus, it's right down Ramsey, real near where we live. And we've gotten several good furniture from them and other tchotchkes. I like Coupe de Ville, but it's on the other side of town, so it's a little bit of a haul. But it's next to Siberia Bakery, which has been here since 1960s, maybe. I mean, it's one of the oldest bakeries here in town, and it's our favorite bakery. So you go to Coupe de Ville, then you go next door and get some donuts, because that's your payoff for driving across town. And they have amazing donuts. So no Big Hair Sheila today. I was a little bit disappointed. I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks, and it's throwing me off. It's kind of like it isn't an estate sale without her. So, but I had a good visit with Rebecca and with Linda, so that was wonderful. I haven't seen Darlene now for a couple of weeks, or Gary, her husband, but I'm enjoying getting to know these people and seeing them every week. It's just kind of like, you know, you've created another little alternate family of the estate sale family. But this one was different because the people are still living there in the home. It's not someone that's deceased or someone that's downsizing, unless maybe they're downsizing and this is just the first wave, because they had it set up in a double car garage. Then there was a pod, and then there was a big tent. So it was kind of close quarters in there to shop. And there was a lot of stuff crammed in that small space. And sadly, people were not that friendly somewhat. They were grumpy because they wanted you to move and get out of the way. And it's like, there's only so many places I can go. It's a crowded space with people and stuff. So have some patience. Be nice. You know, you never lose out being kind. So put on your kindness hat and, you know, smile and be polite. Show your manners. Your mama didn't raise you wrong. So anyway, let's get down to what I found. This beautiful hand-painted Bavarian dish. I am a sucker for these dishes, especially when it's hand-painted. And it's cool because I don't know if you can tell, maybe if I angle it just right, that at the pit of each of these grapes is like a little, I don't know if it's the way it's painted, but it looks like it's almost a little like, I think it's the way it's painted, the little sparkle. You can kind of see it. You can see the paint marks in the dish. I want to put it in my shop. I should put it in my shop. But like I said, I'm a sucker for these, especially with the gold trim and the little cutouts here. It just, and there's the stamp on the back, Bavaria. So it may or may not make it to my shop. We'll see. Then I bought this book. And yes, I'm a cat person, but hey, my cat made me buy it. So, but the reason I liked it is, look at all this art in here. It'll be wonderful to cut up for pictures or maybe for decoupage. I love the graphics. Oh, look at that. For kitties, not for kitties. I love the graphic art in here. So I can definitely see some projects in my future of things to do with it. So that's why I bought this. And I think it was only $1.50. So then I bought this. It needs cleaned up. Looks like I need to tap in the hinge here. But it'll be perfect to display seashells. At least that was what my thoughts are, is I'm going to put seashells in here. And then this is from my shop. It also needs cleaned up. But look at this beautiful ruby bud vase. I think the shape is amazing. I like the fluting and the ruffling. It has a little mark on the bottom, but I don't recognize the mark. So if you're familiar with it, drop it in the comments and let me know if you know who the maker is. But that's going to go in my shop. And then this, it's just kind of fun, but look at the chute. You got the grinder gears. I'm assuming it's a shredder or chopper. On the bottom it says Androck, made in USA. So I just thought this was a fun piece. I'm going to stick this in my shop. If you're like some of those old utensils, old little kitchen gadgets, it would be fun to have in your kitchen. Then this is for myself because I am a miniature lover, but look at the little dish. On the back it even says Rosina, Bone China, England. But look at the little dish and the little teacup. It's so cute. I just can't. I just love it. So I already know places it can go. Then this is another piece for my shop. It says hand painted Nippon. And once again, it's got that beautiful gold trim and the cutouts. And look at the flowers on it. And there's your stamp on the back. This to me would be a great piece to put like some candles on, or maybe to put it in your bathroom with some things on it that you use, like little soaps, or little like washcloths stacked up, or maybe on your dresser with jewelry on it. I think it's a beautiful piece. And then the last piece I got on a lark is only $1. And to be honest, I'm not even sure what it's for. So if you know what it's for, let me know. And, you know, if it's missing a piece. I was kind of thinking like a lantern or something maybe went here. Or I don't know. It's got feet on it, so obviously it rests. But I'm going to figure out something to do with it to decorate it because I just think it's fun and different. And it was $1. So, and if you have any ideas on how to decorate or display it, let me know because y'all have good ideas. So that is my little haul. And it was a little haul. It wasn't, but that's just it. There wasn't a lot there. I mean, they crammed a lot into this small space. And there were some other things I totally would have bought, but the pricing was a little too much for me. Because I think the most expensive thing I paid was this one. I paid $5. But otherwise, I don't want to pay a lot. I mean, I saw some things, but $20, $18, getting a little steep. Gotta love it. Plus, tomorrow there's one in Eastover by Carolina Let's Get Organized, and that one looks even better to me. So it's okay. I can conserve my money and go on to that one and see what else I can find. Stay tuned. Good morning. It's early. It's 6:10 in the morning. Woo! But early bird gets the worm, as they say. But I don't really want any worms. I don't like worms. Never even liked them when I was a kid. Too slimy, wiggly, and squishy. And not in a good way. But Carolina Let's Get Organized likes to start at 8. So that's what we do. It's in Eastover, which is only about 15 minutes from where we live. But it's a lot of highway or interstate driving. So I think that's the only reason why it seems closer than it really is, because I get to go faster. This one looks like a great sale. There's a lot of things I marked in there. There's a lot of Pyrex, a lot of tchotchkes, pictures, furniture, jewelry, lots of kitchen stuff, wall canning jars, pitchers, silverware. Oh my gosh, so many things that I'm interested in. So hopefully it's a good haul. Hopefully they're reasonable. So we'll see what Carolina Let's Get Organized. I have so much trouble remembering their name. It's too many words. I mean, think about it. Do you go to Walmart, or do you want to go to Walmart, the land where everything is cheap? I mean, you would just call it Walmart. Or, you know, instead of Target, the land where everything is buy a red bullseye. I mean, you wouldn't do all that. You'd just say Target. So I don't know why Carolina Let's Get Organized has to have so many words. I know they hyphen it to like Carolina Let's Get Organized. So CLGC or CG. I don't know. They have it, the little, all the initials, and it's like, that isn't any easier, obviously, as you hear me stuttering all over it. So, anyway, let's see what we find. Hopefully it's good stuff. Well, welcome back. Now it's time for the haul, and now I understand why I didn't get to spend as much money yesterday, is because all of the money was for today, because today was a much better haul. Even went over budget by $12, but it was worth it. And I left super early, as you know, and got there and waited an hour and like 35 minutes for it to start. But I'm glad I did, because I was number 8 in line, I believe. So in front of me was this other couple I've seen before. I don't know the lady's name. I saw her yesterday at the estate sale yesterday, but not her husband. But he was, well, I think it's her husband. There's like Sheila, Wayne, and this other couple, and I can't figure out who's who, like if they're brother or sister-in-law, husband, wife, I don't know. I cannot figure out who's who and who belongs to who, but they're usually in a group together. And the other gentleman is the one that kind of had the long whitish hair. But Wayne was there, and Big Hair Sheila was there, which I understand now kind of why she's doing the big hair, because she's a really petite lady, and maybe it's getting her closer to God, because I'm 5'4", and she had probably 2-inch heels on, and she still was only like this high. So she's a tiny little lady. My dad would, like when I was little, talk about she's a firecracker, because she's a big personality in a small little package. So, and she has a big personality. I like that about her, that she goes to the beat of her own drum, and she don't care if you're drumming with her or not. She's going. And then next, Rebecca was there with her husband that I talked to yesterday. And then as I was waiting, Darlene from a couple of sales back came up and said hello, and we visited quite a while, almost the whole time we were waiting, which was really nice to just chit-chat and catch up about life, gardening, the state of the world affairs, So it was great to catch up with Darlene and also learn that she's a fellow sister in Christ, so that was really cool too. It's always wonderful to meet other like-minded people out there. And at that moment, we were all like-minded, because we were liking being at the estate sale. And by the time they let us in, there was probably 50 people in line. And when I left, there was probably still 50 people in line. It was a hot happening place to be. So let's get into what I did find, because I found a lot. So I'm pretty excited. It may not be the treasures everybody else likes, but it's the treasures I like. And some of them are going in the shop, and some of them are staying with me. So first of all, I'm a sucker for old books. The Great Blizzard. So when it says the Great Blizzard, it's talking about the blizzard of January, well, it starts in January 1884 and goes through part 3 of 1888, which is, I know there was a great blizzard in 1888 because Laura Ingalls Wilder talks about it in her books, about that blizzard that just kept coming week after week after week after week, that was just, debilitating and very scary for some people. And this was published in 1948, so I'm excited to read about it. Then, of course, I like my little Bibles. So I found an itty-bitty little Bible. I mean, I love the big ones too. I just love any Bibles, but I especially love when they look old. And I don't know that I could find a date. It does say Johnny Patterson in the front. So, love that. And then I found a book, I believe it's 1921, Book of Etiquette. So, how fun is that? I'll read and learn some better manners than I have. And so, I think that's pretty cool. It talks about weddings, engagements, the bride's outfit, funerals, christenings, introductions, calls and calling and visitation cards, correspondence, parents and children. It's like, goodness, I'm actually kind of excited to read this. It's kind of, I find it fascinating how things used to be. And sometimes I kind of miss some of that formality, but sometimes I'm glad that it's not here because I am not a super formal person. I found myself another aluminum bread pan. I love these. They bake so well. And then I found one, this says Chicago Metallic, which Chicago makes some great pans. But look at this. I love this. So my husband, his favorite part of the brownie is the corner. Well, this way you get crunchy on all sides. And then this pops out. And then you have just this, and then it also helps you raise the brownies out of the pan even better. And this is really heavy, but it's pretty awesome. Whoops, there we go. Pretty happy with this for a whole $6. It's probably a $30 pan. Then I found this little girl in the Christmas part. They had string tied on her so she could hang, but I just like her just kneeling like that. I think she's so very sweet. And I can't wait to use her at Christmas. So far, if you haven't gathered, all this stuff's mine. This, though, is going to my shop. And it has a mark on the bottom, but I can't quite... I want to say it almost looks like made in Japan, maybe, or Hong Kong. I'm not sure. But isn't he handsome? Or she. Just a handsome dog. And the little proper paws. Just beautiful little piece. So that's going in the shop. And then I got this for myself because I like living in North Carolina, so hopefully that'll show up. And I know it's got a little bit of patina, a little bit of age to it, but I don't care. It's got the state, it says North Carolina, our state bird cardinal, our state flower, the dogwood. I think it's wonderful. So that will go on my Christmas tree. And they had quite a few nice ornaments, and one I bought, they still had it in its original box. It's a centennial ornament for the Biltmore estate. So thought that was beautiful. They're centennial 1895 to 1995. So if you live in North Carolina or South Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, any place close, and you can, highly recommend the Biltmore. We went through it once. We learned our lesson, though. We tried to do it all in one day. Drive there, go to it, drive home, and that's a lot because we're about 5 hours-ish from there, so that's 10 hours on the road. It was too much. So next time we go, we're going to at least stay one night, but highly recommend it. It's just, I'd love to go back again, especially at Christmas. I'd love to go in the spring when they have all their gardens in bloom. It's so big and so incredible to know that a family actually lived there, like a family with a husband, a wife, and a daughter, and they did have staff, but it just is unfathomable to me that you would live in something so large and there's only 3 of you. You know, the servants, granted, have their own space, but it was just such a massive house. I mean, it's like a hotel, but it was their home. And it's beautiful. It's incredible. I highly recommend it. So then I found this little guy, a little chalk chick. And I know he's got some wear and tear, but I love that about him. I love how cute he is. So I'll be saving him for my Easter stuff. And then this, I wanted to keep it, but I'm like, it probably should go in my shop because I'm keeping enough for myself. But it's very heavy. And look at the detailing on it. And I didn't even know this until I got home, the little face right here on the handle. But isn't that just amazing? I think it's absolutely a stunning piece, and it's a heavy piece. So if you like to collect brass and you want something a little ornate and different, here you go. It will be in my shop soon. Then this is also for my shop. It's a 2-piece set. It says made in Japan on the bottom of one. And I don't know if any of the pieces are missing anything, like lids, but I still think they're absolutely beautiful. So there's a sugar dish and a creamer. And aren't they just incredible? Like I said, I don't know if pieces are missing, like if they had lids or not, but I still think they're absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to put those in my shop. Then I got this, and I'm going to keep it, and I have another piece at home that I'm going to put into my shop. I guess I'm trading it for myself. But this one, I know it's plated. Some of the plating's coming off, but I don't care. I love the detailing around the rim, and I love that it's beat up. It's beat up, it's seen wear and tear and age just like me. So I love that about it, so I will keep that for myself. Then I bought this because I thought it reminds me of Laura and Mary Ingalls, and I want to put it probably in my hobby room. I will find a spot somewhere because I just think it's super sweet. And plus there's kitties. Gotta love the kitties. Then I found some old frames, which I absolutely adore old frames. Plus when they're only $1, I mean, I love the little loop up here and the detailing. I can't pass them up. I will find things to put in them or share them with my daughter. But look at the detailing on this one. And it does have a loop so it can be hung. I don't think, no, that one doesn't, but that's okay. And then I found another one, this one, but this one is unique. Instead of going like this, it doesn't have the hook. It goes like this. So I think that's really beautiful for a landscape. So I'll have to figure out where to put that, or it might go to her too. Then I've got a set of 4 of these, and I'll put these in my shop because I did have another set, and this one is marked in China. I did have another set similar to these, and they sold, people pretty happy with them, so there'll be more. There's the Made in China mark. So those are going in my shop. Then I bought this, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. I mean, I could put books in it because that's what I tend to put, anything that's a basket of any kind gets books. But I might put it into our pantry to hold produce or something, or maybe my husband can use it, but it's just a nice wire basket. Or like I think my friend Tammy suggested to like use it almost like a cloche and turn it upside down, which, or even on its side, we could do different things with it. But for $1, I couldn't pass it up. I'm like, I will figure out something to do with it or pass it on to somebody who can use it for $1. Then I got this for my shop. Nice little brass piece. I'm not sure what it's used for, if it's just a trinket box. It says Made in India, Andrea by Sadak. But I like the shape and the detailing on it. So that will be in my shop. Then I found one, and I'm debating whether it's going in the shop or I'm keeping it. It says Boudreaux Florist Under the Tower. But I love the detailing. I love the clasp. So I might have to keep it because I just think it's fun. I just think it's fun. So I might have to keep that one. We'll see. Then I found some more old tarnished spoons, which I love. 3 of them are the souvenir spoons. So let's see. We got this one's going in my shop, and it's marked Austria. And I just thought it was a fun little spoon. And look at the detailing down here. Just beautiful. And then this one's for my shop, and it actually has, looks like the Genie, Mickey, Simba, and maybe Goofy and Cinderella's carriage. Hopefully that will read so you can see it. But if you're a Mickey collector, this could be pretty cute little unique spoon to have. I know it's got some tarnish on it, but to me that's what just adds the beauty of it, is the tarnish. So that will be in my shop. Now this one I'm keeping for myself because it's marked North Carolina, the Tar Heel State. I just think it's awesome since I live here to have it. And since I like little, and it's so tiny, love little itty bitty spoons, so I'll be keeping that one. And then I'll be keeping this one, an old baby spoon. It's got the little ring to help them hold the spoon. I love the patina on it. And then the last one, it's weird because it almost has a gold cast to it. It says on it, Revelation silver plate. But I don't know if you can see the gold cast to it. But I like the shape. I love the detailing down here on the handle. I love the patina, so I will be keeping that one for myself. Then I got this, and I know it's a frame, and I can't decide if I want to use it for a picture. Part of me wants to do that process where I did a short where you clean the window part of the frame really well, so it's just the glass. You spritz it with some vinegar and then spray it with the mirror paint, and the vinegar kind of leaves pitting and stuff like that. Then you flip it over and paint it black, and it gives it the look of a like old vintage mirror. But look at this. I mean, it still is using nails to help hold the back in. And I thought it would be kind of cool to make it a frame for a picture, but it would also be kind of cool to use it as a mirror. And I can't, it's got the little hook so you can hang it this way, but I think it also would be cool this way. So I don't know. I will hold on to it until I figure it out. Because I just think, and you can, I don't know if you can kind of see, but the glass is kind of bubbled here. I don't know if you can see it. But I don't know, I think it's a really cool frame. Then the last two things I got are just because I'm a gomer and I like hats. So I got this one. I might just use it for decor hanging out on the patio because I have another straw hat out there. But this one I think I'll probably wear because I just like the big brim and the ribbon on the back. And it's got a nice shade because I don't wear sunglasses since I have prescription glasses. And I could get prescription sunglasses, but kind of cheap. That's money I'd rather spend on estate sales. So anyway, that is my haul. So stay tuned from maybe some decorating as I put some of the stuff away. And thank you for joining me on my little adventures. And stay tuned for some more decorating. I'm glad you came to visit, friend. I really am grateful. So this is the idea I had it for so far. This is my centerpiece to put the little glass jar in here because it fit. And I do have other silver pieces. But then I was like, well, but then the little ring is empty. So I think I'm going to put some seashells in it because I love seashells. And that way I can see some of my collection of the smaller pieces. And put some of those in there. There we go. Look at those cute little shells. And look at, they're so tiny. There's like a little sand dollar. I love them. So that'll work. Something for a little display. I think I will put my itty bitty teacup on this shelf. Trying to decide if I like it here. I kind of like the idea of it up here. And we'll move little Todd over and put it right there. We can squish her over. There we go. What do you think? I like it there. And I have lots of seashells, and I know I will go get more. So I don't have to fill this whole thing up. It just gives me room for more shells the next time I go to the beach with Haley. But it's funny, when I got here, I wanted some seashells for some projects, so I actually bought like an assortment off Amazon. And it's almost like that with seed, because now I can't stop getting seashells. I have tons and tons of seashells. I think I dropped one. Yep, there it is. So my thoughts on this little doohickey was to add it to this. We'll move this over a little bit and we'll put this here. Maybe move you out just a smidge. There we go. Because I like all the metal, the brass, and the silver and the pewter. And I changed out my silverware tray because they were just too crowded and I couldn't see them well. So this way I can see them better. But soon I plan to do, I guess it's kind of late for a spring tour, but maybe it'll be a spring summer tour. I don't know. It'll just be a tour. How about that? But there we go. I like it on the table. Well, here's my hat. I already had this hat, but I thought, what if I put hooks on the closet in here and then I can hang the hats up. They become a little bit of decor, plus then I can wear them easier. So that's where my hats went. And then over here, I just decided to use that little basket to hold the extra frames. I'm not sure what I'm doing with them yet, so you can just sit there in the corner while I figure it out. And there's the well, I'm just gonna call them the Ingalls girls because that's what they look like to me, on my big old gallery wall. I keep thinking it's gonna run out of spots, but I keep finding spots to put things. And I love it. I still have room. I could put something up there, along the top. And heck, I can go all the way around wherever I want to because it's my room. And I love to see all the different things in here. It makes me happy. Thanks for joining me, friends, and thanks for staying with me when I decorate and putter around with more decor. But I am not a minimalist. More is more, and I love saving all those treasures that sure someone else might buy, but someone else might not. And I hate to see things that are so beautiful just get thrown away. I guess it's my form of recycling. So thank you for coming, and thank you for visiting, and I hope you come back soon. Bye now.